Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire geek. A Stargate article to look at today. This is from Inverse. As usual, links in the description, and don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. I'm also on Rumble and Odyssey and Spotify. I think Anchor.fm, and now it's now been absorbed into Spotify. So I'm on Spotify. Amazon Music Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I might have to check that because Anchor.fm used to automatically upload them to Amazon Music and Google. I'll have to make sure that they still do that. I haven't checked. But for the moment, quite a lot of my stuff's on there. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Links are in the description for all that stuff. As are links for my 2 books. Mercury Rapids, there it is. Light-hearted sci-fi action adventure about UFOs and stuff like that. And aliens, blah-de-blah-de-blah. And Silent Predator, a short novella, less than 100 pages, about big cats roaming around a region of North Yorkshire, doing big cat things. It's all a bit of fun. It's on Amazon, Kindle and paperback. There we go. Right, let's get on with this story. So, here we go. Right, there we go. Stargate's long and winding history led to a surprisingly good TV movie. And there we are. And there's Ben Browder as Lieutenant Colonel Cameron Mitchell for the last 2 seasons of Stargate SG-1, seasons 9 and 10. And the 2, direct-to-DVD movies that they did, which I've got to admit, I really like. And another admission, seasons 9 and 10 are my 2 favourite seasons of Stargate SG-1. Sacrilege. Never mind. Right. Sometimes a love of the source material can overcome a small budget. There's not much coming through the Stargate these days. Hopefully that's about to change. The franchise hails from the early 90s, a time in media as different as any era the show's heroes visited. What they're talking about? Well, they did time travel, a couple of times. Famously in the episode 1969, and also in the movie Stargate Continuum, the direct-to-DVD one. But they didn't do it. Didn't do it a lot. They visited a lot of worlds that appeared to be set in other eras, but there were alien worlds with humans on that followed, alien gods that kept them in a certain state of development. Anyway, whatever. Right, the original Stargate movie, directed and co-written by Roland Emmerich, was a precursor to Independence Day's success. Aliens, explosions, scientists clashing with the American military. And it's a jolly good film, I really enjoyed it. And of course it spawned one of my favourite TV series. A series which improved upon the movie infinitely, in my opinion. I would rather watch Children of the Gods, the pilot episode of Stargate SG-1, than Stargate. I think it's a better film, I do, but maybe that's just me. Its initial funding came from Carolco Pictures, an independent studio that had been behind movies like Total Recall, Terminator 2, Judgment Day and Basic Instinct, but had fallen on hard times. Unable to handle the distribution, it made a deal with MGM. As co-writer Dean Devlin told Forbes in 2018, every single studio in Hollywood rejected it. They all said science fiction is dead. We found out that MGM had a hole in their distribution schedule. They had no films to release for a couple of months, and so we convinced them to release Stargate. And there's the trailer for Ark of Truth, which was the first direct-to-DVD Stargate movie, and it's brilliant. I watch it regularly, I do. But anyway, all of this is to say that Stargate underwent a tremendous amount of contractual wrangling before its release. No one expected Stargate to gross nearly $200 million, which were a lot back then. But its sudden success meant MGM wanted to keep the franchise going on its own terms. While Emmerich and Devlin imagined a big-budget trilogy, MGM moved the franchise to TV and looped them out of the creative process. And I remember, I think it's on the commentary for the DVD, probably the Blu-ray as well. I don't know. I don't think I've got the Blu-ray, but I don't think I've listened to the commentary on that. So I presume it's the same as the one that's on the DVD. They actually say the kind of gloat that they have nothing to do with that TV series, as though it's like inferior. but I think it's superior in every way to the film. I do. Anyway, this tumultuous process gave birth to Stargate SG-1. The show's narrative would begin on TV in 1997 and end in 2008 with Robert C. Cooper's direct-to-DVD Stargate: The Ark of Truth. Not really. It ended with Stargate Continuum. Although that's a standalone story, it is the last time we see a Stargate SG-1 adventure on screen. But not the last time we see, the characters. They do pop up in other things like Stargate Universe, etc., and Atlantis. It concluded the arc of the Ori, beings claiming to be gods who'd become the primary antagonists in the show's final 2 seasons. The result is a storyline that has advanced in entirely different directions than one imagines Emmerich or Devlin taking it. More imaginative directions, in my opinion. But that still captures some of their grand sense of adventure. It's worth understanding some Stargate lore to make sense of it all, but it's a fun TV movie. On the DVD at least, it did it said the road not taken. It gave you a roundup of like seasons 9 and 10 of how they got to that point, because it were a wrap up. It were a wrap up for the Ori storyline, and a very good one, although a bit rushed. But, crucial to the story is the complex relationship between the Ori and the Alterans, who used to be one people but split over philosophical differences. The Alterans is what they used to call in Stargate SG-1 the Ancients. They were the gate builders. They built the Stargate system, the Stargate network in the Milky Way and in the Pegasus galaxy, and of course on the route that the starship the Destiny takes on its mission to find the origins of this mysterious signal that planted Stargates. Well, it had siege ships that went ahead of it and deposited Stargates on habitable worlds along its path. As the Ori began to present themselves as gods and encourage their followers to become more militaristic, the Alterans developed a weapon to stop the growth of the Ori and their new religion, called the Ark of Truth. It's essentially a brainwashing device, but it can only brainwash people into believing true statements, like the fact that the Ori are not gods. And there's an image of the Ark open. It's spoilers. The Ark being opened at the end of the Ark of Truth. That's Adria. I can just see her behind my head. She's up there. That's Adria, played by the astonishingly gorgeous Marina Baccarin. And this is the Dosai, who's like the chief, sort of like high priest sort of the Ori. As a human, but it's been changed a bit by the Ori. But that's played by Julian Sands, who sadly is still missing, I think. I did check a couple of days ago, and I think he was still missing. They're still searching for him, but it's not looking good, is it? But yeah, that's the culmination of that story arc. And they open the Ark of Truth and defeat the Ori. The movie's opening shows the Alterans making a moral decision to not use the Ark, a choice that reverberates all the way to SG-1's present. By the way, they built the Ark, before they built the Stargates. This is like millions of years ago. Humans like us, I think we're supposed to be the second evolution of humans in the Milky Way galaxy. I don't know if we're related to I think we are related to the Ancients, because I think they kind of seeded planets, with the humans. But there are other aliens out there. A choice that reverberates all the way to SG-1's present, where our heroes are looking for it. On the ruins of Dakara. Dakara is like the capital city of the Jafar. See, there's a lot of Stargate lore you've got to get your head round. The capital city of the Jafar, which is like an ancient, Jafar, temple sort of place. Jafar were the soldiers of the Goa'uld, who were like, in the original film, Ra, turns out was a Goa'uld, although they changed his appearance, in the series. The Goa'uld are like worm-like creatures. It's like a cross between like worms and reptiles, and also like invertebrate sort of creatures. Or they're not invertebrates because they do have bones, But anyway, they go inside you and they take you over, and that's why their eyes glowed. I presume it's some chemical thing that they do in the eyes that makes the eyes glow, and they control humans that way. And pose as gods. God blimey, where were we? So they're searching for the Ark of Truth on Dakar, the ruins of Dakar, which were destroyed by the Ori. Right. Because the Ori were from another galaxy, and they built a supergate so they could come to our galaxy in fleets of ships to wipe out those who didn't believe in Origin, the Book of Origin, which is like their Bible. So there we go. There was a big war, like I said, millions were killed and stuff like that. A bit like the Dominion War in... to be honest, they were a lot like the Dominion War in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, with the Ori and the Alterans kind of being the wormhole aliens and the Par-Wraiths, so a lot of similarities there, but never mind. Anyway, they think they find it, but it's a trap. An Ori priest figure known as a prior and Ori troops led by Tim Guinea, or Guinea, I don't know how to pronounce it, interfere, but the prior is killed, shocking Tomin and his men. Tomin surrenders to SG-1 and becomes a good guy. He was a good guy anyway. He was, brainwashed kind of by the Ori. He believed in the Book of Origin and believed that those who wouldn't believe in the Ori, that they need that they should be killed. But it turned that around. It changed his mind. And he was also, by the way, the husband of a member of SG-1, Vala Malderan, because they got married. You'd have to watch it. You'd have to watch Stargate. I can't go into all of it. Mitchell, Ben Browder, Lieutenant Colonel Cameron Mitchell, Dr. Daniel Jackson, Michael Shanks, Vala Malderan, Claudia Black, and Teal'c, Christopher Judge, take Tomin back to Stargate Command. And they forgot somebody there, haven't they? They forgot Lieutenant Colonel Samantha Carter. She were there as well, don't forget. Played by Amanda Tapping. In verse, I don't know. Anyway, they take Tomin back to Stargate Command to plan an assault on Ori space to grab the real Ark. Slick government lackey James Marrick, Curry Graham, must tag along too, much to the crew's dismay. He turns out, he's a government, is the, from Aliens, is the, I forgot his name now. I can't remember his name. The company fella from Aliens, he's like that. Not very nice person who ends up being a baddie, but then realises the error of his ways at the end. Anyway, a Stargate fan site Gateworld noted in its 2008 review of the straight-to-DVD movie Ark, the Ark of Truth, originally came with a 9-minute bonus feature called The Road Taken. Oh, right, that's what I just said. Which summarised 2 years of the Ori plotline. Gateworld called the recap absolutely vital for viewers who are not up to speed with Ori lore, which is true. That's true, but I don't think that's on the Blu-ray version of it. Have I got the Blu-ray? I'm sure I've got the Blu-ray version. I could be wrong. And that's true if there is a Blu-ray version. Or I might be thinking of the one that's on Amazon. I bought it on Amazon, Amazon Prime Video, and it's not on there. That's probably what I'm thinking of. And that's true of those who will want to understand every line of dialogue, but if you're okay with missing some finer details, Ark of Truth is still a fun sci-fi romp, which it is. The quest for the Ark takes some twists and an argument over how to defeat the Ori and their followers emerge. What happens? Merrick decides, because they go to the Ori galaxy on the, I can't remember which one, the Odyssey. Stargate Command has got a fleet of starships, basically battleships. And one of them's called the Odyssey. So they take the Odyssey through the Supergate to the Ori galaxy. And then Merrick decides they've got this technology on board that can, like replicators. And he replicates a replicator, which are like spider-like robotic creatures that are virtually, they're not invincible, but they're really hard to get rid of because they just replicate. That's why they call them replicators. Use up a ship's resources to replicate themselves and take over and everything. And he wants to do that with the Ori, unleash replicators into the Ori galaxy. Because even the the mighty Asgard, not Thor from the MCU. They're like grey aliens called the Asgard. Even they struggle to defeat the replicators. And they're super super powerful. It's a classic debate: brainwashing or genocide, because there is some moral ambiguity to using the Ark of Truth to make people change their mind, even though it's just telling them what is true and making them believe what is true, But it's up to a person to decide what's true or not, isn't it? Not a machine. But anyway, Stargate isn't Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and it's funny they should mention that, wouldn't they? Mention the similarities, and doesn't want to bog itself down in philosophical debates. The result is a movie that keeps humming along. While never quite leaving the made-for-TV realm, Ark of Truth uses a sweeping score and well-composed visuals to push the medium as far as it could go. It's clearly a labour of love made for the diehards who stuck with the franchise through many reboots. Many reboots. I know it's not had any reboots. It's had one reboot, Children of the Gods, from the movie to the TV series. Not really a reboot. That's a strange way to put it. I mean, it's had other series. It's had Stargate Atlantis, which were a continuation of SG-1. They overlapped. Then Stargate Universe, which were filmed in a different style, more like Battlestar Galactica with shaky cam and stuff like that, and it had a darker tone. But it was still connected to the SG-1 and Stargate Atlantis with characters appearing from those series appearing in it. So, you want a reboot? You want reboots? Anyway, unless the reboot's on the way, because Amazon's bought MGM, and so maybe a reboot's on the way, but we'll see. It might not be the best entry point into SG-1, but catching up on some lore makes the movie hit all the right notes of sacrifice, honour, and adventure. Yeah, it's really, really good. I love Ark of Truth. I watch it quite regularly. I really like it. It's good. It's a good film. But you've kind of got to watch the Road Taken video at the beginning if you've got the DVD. Don't show it on, if you're watching it on Amazon, it is available on Amazon Prime Video. It's not on there, sadly. Not that I've noticed anyway, unless it's in some like special features that I've not realised is there. I don't think it is. But also check out the other Stargate SG-1 TV movie, Stargate Continuum, which is a standalone episode, a little bit darker than Ark of Truth, but that's a time travel one, and that's excellent as well. That is really good, and I think it had a bigger budget than Ark of Truth, because they go to the Arctic and stuff, and there's submarines in it and all sorts of stuff going on. That's a really good standalone Stargate movie. I think all the Stargate movies, Children of the Gods, the original series pilot, Stargate Atlantis, is it called Rising, the pilot for that, Rising Parts 1 and 2. I wouldn't really put Universe as pilot episodes in there, because they're kind of like it's a continuous story arc really with Universe. So. But each of those pilots I think are better than the original Stargate movie, but that's just my opinion. So watch Stargate. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of a spiritual successor to Star Trek. You've got humans travelling the galaxy, trying to do their best, not always working out, but trying to do their best to do the right thing, and helping people wherever they need help. And it's really, really good. And as you can see, there's a Stargate diagnostic going on there. I think that's the Atlantis Stargate, I think. So there you go, Gate Diagnostics it says. So I'll put the link for that screensaver in the description. So that's it. So give it a watch, it's jolly good, and I hope new Stargate's on the way. Fingers crossed, but we will see. Right. So we'll leave it there. So thanks for watching, wherever you are in the universe. Look after each other, and until next time, I'll see thee.